Hello, amazing humans. We're going to try this again. I tried to go live earlier today and it didn't work because I need 50 subscribers on YouTube. So once I reach that, then I can go live. So I'm going to record this how I normally would, but, well, not how I normally would. I'm going to use my phone and hopefully I've got enough memory on here to record. So I have a 12 by 12 canvas, piece of paper. I have a pen. I'm going to use gouache paints, and I've chosen yellow ochre and cerulean blue. And I have a little paint. You can use a paper plate if you don't have a paint palette, and then I've got my brushes here. And so the first thing that we're going to do, oh, and I also have some water. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to determine, and let me move the canvas so I don't draw on it. First thing we're going to do, oops, wrong thing, is decide what we're doing for our sigil. All right, so let's see. And these are usually private, so anything that you do, you don't have to share it with anyone else. This is for your own intentions. But I wanted to think of something that was for all of you. So let's see here. Everyone I connect with leaves feeling filled with joy and love. Okay, so this is going to be my intention. Everyone I connect with leaves feeling filled with joy and love. So now you're going to cross out all of the vowels. And remember that the Y is not considered a vowel for this purpose. And so now I've got all my vowels crossed out. So now I'm going to go to the first letter, V. Do I have another V? V with, yep, I do. So I'm going to cross out the V. Feeling filled with joy and love. Okay. I'm going to go to the R. Do I have another R? So I'm going to circle the R. And then Y. I have a Y. Y. Okay. And then I have an N, and yes, I have multiple N's. So I'm going to cross all of those off. N, N, okay. And then my next one is a C. So I have anything more with a C. So I'm going to circle the C, and this is just so that I can see it later. Oh, actually, forget that. There's two C's there. And then there's the T. And so I know I have two widths, so neither of those are going to be there. So any more T's? No. All right, L. Got the L and L, L's, and L. And then I've got F. Oh, wait, sorry. I have an S. So I'm going to circle this S. Then I have the F, F, F. Nope. Okay, and then G. How many more with G? Nope, so I'm going to circle that one. So right now, let me just, so I can see this visually, I've got an R, an S, and a G. And then D. Yep, I've got two D's, and then all I have left is the J. So these are the letters that I'm left with. And then what I do is I pick which letter that I want to be like my corresponding bigger piece. And this is where I use a scrap piece of paper. This is printer paper. And I just play with it. So maybe I want to start with the R. Maybe that's my biggest letter. And I'm going to do some swoops here. And you don't have to do the swoops. Again, this is just you being creative. And then maybe I'm going to put the S right here so it's connecting, because all of the letters you want them to connect. And I'm going to come in here and maybe do a G. And then maybe here I'll just do the J. So that's one way of doing it. So I don't know that I like that. So then I could come over here and let's say I start with the S. And so then I can put in my R. And then I have a G. And then I've got the J. And that one's okay. I think actually what I'm going to do is, because this is a keyword for me, joy, I think I'm going to start with the J. So again, this is all a preference. You guys just get to play. So, and I might make it a little bit more boxy and do something like this. So there's my J, and then I can come in here and I can come out and do like a G. And again, this is something that represents what I'm seeing. And I can come in here and do an S that looks like a 5. So J, my S, my G, and now I need my R. So maybe I'll do my R something like this, where it's more boxy. Yeah, so I like something like this one. And again, this is just to play with. So now I have the letters and I have a template of the kind of design I think I might make. But now we get to do the fun part. And that's where we bring in the canvas. Let me just check to make sure we're still recording, and we are. Okay. So now I'm gonna keep this just really simple because we don't have I don't want to spend a whole lot of time, but I wanted to get creative with you guys. So I'm just going to add some paint here. And gouache is one of those paints where it's kind of like an acrylic and a watercolor based on, you can add water to it and it makes it more, gives it more opacity. And I really like these two colors, and I was just gonna do one, and I really like the dry brushing technique, which I didn't bring that brush with me. So I think I'm just gonna use this size brush. Yeah, okay. So again, let me just check my camera view. All right, so you guys can see my paints here. So now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wet my brush, because I'm gonna water this down just a little bit. I don't want it to be quite so thick, and then I'll come back in if I need to. And I think I'm gonna do kind of the yellow up top, the ochre. And I'm just gonna dry brush it on. And again, this isn't the best brush for this. I probably should have grabbed a different brush. That's okay. And I'm just gonna put some of the yellow on here. Yeah, see how when I add the water, it kind of spreads the paint out a little bit. That's the nice thing about the gouache, but I don't want it to be too watery because I want to keep it. And it doesn't have to go all the way to the edges. And I'm gonna divide mine in half here. And then again, grab some water on my brush just to thin that out. And you guys can do this however you want. Like if you want a solid color, I did prep my canvas with white because I just think it holds the paint color better. And I'm just, when you're dry brushing, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just trying to get some color on here. And then of course I'm gonna have to let this dry. It should dry fairly quickly. All right, there we go. And the reason I didn't want to use too much water is because I wanted it to dry quickly. And again, the water just spreads the gouache out. And I'm not an artist, like I'm not trained. I just play with the paints. But that is what I've learned so far, is when I add water, it kind of thins out the gouache and I can get this more opaque look. I think that, opacity, sorry. All right, so, and I don't want any lines, so I'm gonna grab all the way and pull my brush this way so it's more not stopping in the middle of my canvas. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in now, and I don't care if these two mix too much. I'm gonna grab some of this, and that's way too wet. Okay, I'm gonna start at the bottom here. Oh, look at that. This is such a pretty color. I thought it was like a more, it's kind of a teal, but, and again, I did wet this down so it's smoothing out a lot faster. I need to get a better setup for recording videos so that when I do these art things that I'm able to go a little bit slower and not feel like I have to. And if I had been thinking, I would have prepped one, but it's okay. It's all good. It's perfect. And again, I'm going to the edge just to kind of have a completed piece. These canvases, honestly, you guys, they were, I want to say a gift. Someone's like, hey, I have these. Do you want them? And I'm like, sure. So they were just sitting down in my craft supplies. And then now I'm just grabbing water to spread out some of this that's a little bit thicker, and then I'll get rid of my brush lines. And then I'm gonna come in here and do something with that. All right, so I think that's pretty good. So now I'm just smoothing it out so that you don't see my brush lines. And if you wanna see your brush lines, you could go, by all means, leave them in there. I didn't grab, like I said, I didn't grab the right brush that I would normally use for dry brushing. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I want to blend this a little bit. And I'm not an expert at blending yet, so we'll see if I can get this to work properly. But I used to paint ceramics, so I was really good at it then, but messing with water is completely different. So I'm gonna dab this in the yellow and this in the blue and just kind of lay it down like that and see what happens. See how they're kind of running together now? But I want a little bit more blue. Come in like this. So I'm just kind of blending these two together so it doesn't look like I just slapped some paint on there. And I'm just going back and forth. I may end up with different color, and it's really wet. And I'm getting a green. That's okay, it's perfect, right? All right, so now that that's really watery, I'm gonna want this to dry somewhat, but I wanna come in here and I don't want this to be quite so watery. And of course, you would think that I would have grabbed paper towels, and I did not. But again, it's all perfect. Just being creative today. All right, so I'm gonna leave that be, and I'm actually gonna pause, and I'm gonna dry this really quick so we can move on. I'll be right back, you guys. Okay, so now I've dried this, and I'm gonna bring out my reference piece, which is my scribbles here, and just gonna kind of set it to the side so I can see it. And now you can either paint this part or you can use pens. So I think the last time I used like a Sharpie or something along the lines of a Sharpie, but I don't think I have any Sharpies that are black. And I do not. So which one? Let me find. Oh my goodness, you guys, I have too many. Oh, here we go. I think this is the one that I used. Yes, okay. So I'm using a graphic brush drawing, and it's a bee. So it actually looks like a brush. And so now I'm just going to, again, you could do this, this is still kind of wet, but you could do this with a pencil, like sketch it in, or you can just, again, this is just to be creative and intuitive and let it go however it wants to. So I'm gonna start with my J, and I think I'm going to start about here and go like this. That's about how big I want it. And that's why I kind of did the block lettering. Again, it's not straight. And then I want to come out here a little bit further. I'm not left-handed, so we're just going to eyeball this here. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this piece here and this one in. Okay, so now I have my J, and I have all this extra space over here. And then I did this like that. Okay, so now I'm going to add in, I think I'm going to actually move the S up here and put the G down here. So I really like, I'm going to make the S more exaggerated so that I can take up some space out here. So there's my S, and I'm going to add in some so that it all kind of matches. See, so again, I started with something like this, but I'm just using what feels good in that moment to change it up somewhat. So, and this kind of already has the G in it. So I think I'm just gonna build upon this. So I'm just gonna come off of here like this, come up, bring it in, and bring it down, and then do like that. So now my G is within there, and then the R, I think I might actually bring it off of this loop up here. Or do I want to add it to the S? All right, I think I'm actually going to add it off of decisions, you guys. I think I'm actually going to come over here. So I'm going to, no, I don't like that idea either. All right, I'm actually going to bring the J down further. I'm actually going to go like this. And then I'm going to do like this. And then I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to give it all these little swooshes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this and that. All right. So now I have my sigil like this. These are my letters that I'm left over. And when I look at this, I'm going to forget, but everyone I connect with leaves feeling filled with joy and love. So I don't have to remember what I wrote out. But when I look at this, I'm going to smile and say thank you, knowing that my intention, my desire is fulfilled. Now here comes something else you can do. This is like a bonus. Let me grab them really quick. Okay, so extras that I didn't tell you about. Let's see what I can come up with here. So I've been playing with stamps lately, so it's kind of a new thing for me. And let's see. And of course the stamps, the only color ink I have is, I don't want to do those. The only color ink I have is black. So that's what I'll be using. But you can also use your paints. All right, let's see here. What do I kind of want to give this like a border. So let's see what this one looks like. And these are like, oh my goodness. I got these at the dollar store. I was like, oh, I don't want to spend a lot on stamps in case it's not something I enjoy doing. So we'll try this. And again, I should have prepped a little bit better for this video. I think I'm a little thrown off because I had intended to go live. And then you just stick it on these little blocks, which you're supposed to use these lines to line things up. We'll see. I just kind of eyeball things. And then I have this, sorry, I need to close the door. I have this archival ink. It's acid-free, permanent, and waterproof. It's just jet black. And I think the reason why I've never really been a fan of like inking is because I get it on my hands and not on my projects. But we're gonna try it today anyway, right? We're just having fun. So I think my stamp is a little bit too big for my stamp pad. Make sure everything has ink on it. All right, so I think I want to put the border, I'm gonna put one right here, but actually I think I want to come down. So I'm just gonna stick this over here in the corner. Ooh, that's pretty. All right, I'm gonna try that again. So again, this is just a time for you to just connect with your desire, with your intention, have fun with it. It's like, get out of your brain and allow your creativity to just come out and don't have any judgments about it. Sorry, now I have another dog, Jack, coming in to investigate. Mom, what are you doing? He wanted me to play ball. We're having nice weather today, or at least I should say the sun is shining. So pretty. Okay, so I like that one. And then what else do I have here? I have some other stencils that, again, you can use paint. What do I have that's kind of fun? Yeah. Those are rainbows. I don't really need rainbows. Let's just kind of stick with the simple. I feel like I like this round one. And again, you guys, you do not have to do this part of it. You can do it in your journal. You can do it just on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be a canvas. I just wanted to show you a more, I don't want to say like a fun way to do it, but it is a fun way to do it. So we're just going to, ew, I'm not a fan of that one. So now that I did that, I'll just have to go in with some gel pens. We will not be using this one again. I didn't ink it well enough. Either that or there's not enough detail in it. Yeah, there's not enough detail in this one. So that's okay. So we tried that one, not a fan. And then this one just looks like words, maybe? Trying to get the ink off so I don't get it all over my fingers. This one goes back up there. Oh my goodness, you guys, these are really stuck on there. There was a part of me today that kind of thought like maybe I wasn't supposed to make this video, and I'm gonna have to edit this one anyway because I accidentally hit the stop recording instead of the pause. And you know how much I love to have to edit things. I don't normally edit, but okay. And stick that on there, and let's see what this one looks like. And again, these are all things that I can come back in and kind of fix if I don't love it once I've done it. See, I just stuck my finger in the ink. I don't know about this one, you guys, either. Maybe what I should do, this is smart. Look at me being smart today. I'm so smart. Maybe what I'll do is practice it on paper first. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So I think I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to slap it on here. Not really slap it, but you know what I mean. Okay. Yeah, so, and maybe it's because of the canvas. The canvas does have a texture. Maybe that's why I was having some issues. So I think I'm just going to place it right there. There we go. Okay, so nobody knows what that says. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna put the inks away because those were fun. But we're gonna move on. Okay, so the next thing that I have is, and you can use gel pens, but I don't have them all out at the moment. But I have these are like my favorite. They're the Uniball Signo, and I've got it in the white, silver, and gold, and I absolutely love them. So now this over here that I kind of messed up, I'm gonna use the gold because it's gonna stand out some more. And I'm just gonna go in and create some kind of abstract-y art, like where there's blank spots. I'm just gonna create some of these and maybe just kind of create my own little design here. And then I can come in and just add like a big old circle. So again, it's that maybe not what I wanted, but that's okay, it's still pretty. And then I can come in here and I can add some dots around. So don't be disheartened. It's really just about letting go and having fun. Not worrying about if it's perfect. We're focusing on your intention, and the intention is supposed to be filled with love and joy and fun, creativity, that sort of thing. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. And then, let's see here. I feel like this could use some white in here, and so I'm gonna go into my actual letters here, and I'm just gonna draw some diagonal. Sometimes the white doesn't like to work. And again, you can use paint. But I'm just adding some embellishments to the artwork. And then maybe I'll do some dots here. Just to give it some interest when I'm looking at it, when it's hanging up on my wall. And then I don't know how silver is going to show up, so, and actually I'm going to sign this. I'm going to do my in silver. So my new signature, I've been playing with that. All right, so this is a little dark down here, so I think I want to kind of highlight, and the silver looks really good. So I think I'm just going to come in and highlight some of this lettering stuff that I did, just so that I can see it more. And I'm sure once I look on my wall, I'll see it'll look really nice. I have to remember not to stick my hand. Let me move my paint also, so I don't stick my elbow in that. So I'm just adding some embellishments here that again, you don't have to do this. This is just me being creative, spending time with my intention, and making it, something that is appealing to me when I look at it. And I'm gonna smile when I look at it and think, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I'm gonna forget what my intention is. So, and that's really kind of a good thing, because then you're not, see, look, I smudged. I've got all on my hand because I dipped my hand in it. All right, so no big deal. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to just go with that and outline that. And then try to pay attention and not stick my hand back in that one. And this one, I'm actually going to add some dots. See, so I just corrected what some of you may have thought, oh no, she messed it up. And maybe I did, but that's okay. And then up here, I think I really want to do, I want to do just like this random circle-y thing. So again, these are just like, it's symbols for you. You can come in and color in some of the leaves if you want to add some dimension. It's really just about having fun. And now we've already set the intention by creating it, and we're going to activate it here in just a minute. I'm just adding in, like I said, some embellishments to the top here. And so that I don't dip my hand in it, you guys, I am actually going to turn my canvas. And I'm going to work on this side. And sometimes too, when you turn your canvas, you can see different things. And I really feel like there's a blank space here, but you don't have to go super crazy. You stop when you feel like it's done. And for timing purposes, I am going to stop here soon, just so that we can kind of focus on the intention part, or the activating part. And just wanted to give some, there we go. All right, and I still may end up playing with this some more, but I really like how it's looking right now. And again, it's what's visually appealing to you. So now that you have your sigil made, and again, like I said, I may come back and still play with this, but now it's kind of like you say a prayer over it, and you've written out your intention. And again, this is, everyone I connect with leaves feeling filled with joy and love. And when I look at this, I'm just setting the intention. So it's kind of like you're praying over it, or you're just setting the intention that this sigil has magical powers. And when you look at it, you just smile and you say thank you, knowing that intention is being co-created and being made and coming to be a part of your reality. So it's really just simple. So you can hold your hands over it. It doesn't have to be this big ritual type thing. So I just create these and I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And now I need to set it somewhere that I can see it daily. And then of course, a lot of people say that when you're done with a sigil that you're supposed to burn it or get rid of it or whatever, but these bring me joy. So I don't see why, because I don't remember what the actual intention is. And this one I may remember because I specifically did it for a video. But I mean, this is just, to me, this is so cool. It's abstract, obviously, but it represents something to me. When I look at it, it makes me happy. So I hope that you enjoyed this and that sigils sound like something that's a little bit more magical and fun. And it's something that you want to give a try, and you want to put it somewhere that you're going to see it daily, so that when you pass it, you can smile at it, you can feel the joy that it's going to give you, and know and trust that your intention, it's here. So thank you very much for joining me. Again, I'm sorry I could not go live today, but I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to it. If you would like to, please share your artwork in the comments. I would love to see it. Otherwise, go be an amazing human. Lots of love, light, and really big hugs.